and tell me yes, 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 or you give me a thumbs up. Please just tell me yes, yes, yes in the chat box, or you give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you. Thank you, Chika. Thank you for confirming that. Thank you so much. All right, it's been an amazing day. I don't know about you, but trust me, I'm having a wonderful day. And I hope you guys are having a good day today because it's the weekend. Yes, a lot of people are out there doing obule. I know, right? This is the festive period. We all want to learn one or two, but we are all here because we don't just want this December to go just looking like it's just obly, obly, obly. We want to learn one or two today. And trust me, you are in good hands because the person I'm going to bring up for you here today is someone that has been in this space for quite a number of time. And like for years, she has been in this space. So you are in good hands. Trust me, you're in good hands. So before we get started, you might be wondering who is this lady. All right, my name is Ocheje Lucy Blessing. I'm a growth lead here at Ando Analytics, and I coordinate the growth lead, like the growth team. I help people get started in the tech space. I am your go-to person when you come to Amdo Analytics, the first person you talk to, like your contact person, the person that actually gets you started, gives you the best advice on what tech skill is actually best for you. So that's basically my job. I get you started. I advise you based on your niche, based on your interest and a passion you have for tech. So I'll help you find your footing and then get you started. So it's good. You've met me. I would like to meet each and everyone on this call. So do me a favor. I will drop, like a template for you in the chat box. I want you to go there and tell me your name, where you're joining us from, and what you do. Like now, I will just go to the chat box now and tell you that my name is Lucy. I work in the EdTech space. So my name is Lucy, EdTech, Lagos. So I want you to follow that format. Go to the chat box. What is your name? What you do? Because there's something I want to talk about, right? Okay, tech brings people together. From thank you, Johnson. I can see Redemption City EdTech. Thank you so much, Johnson. So you're joining us from. Thank you so much. You see what I was saying. EdTech is something like tech brings people together. It doesn't matter where you stay, where you live. You can still network with whoever you want to network. Distance is not a barrier. And everyone on this call, you've met me. It won't be nice if I don't meet you. So go to the chat box and drop me your format, just the format I followed, Lucy EdTech Lagos, and we have Johnson Redemption City EdTech. So please go to the chat box. Let me meet. You're chatting from Lagos. You're joining the session from Lagos. Thank you so much, Essie. This is nice having you here. I hope you're going to enjoy the session and give me your feedback after this session. So thank you so much. I can see, let me pause, then we proceed. I can see Ricky Abuja. Thank you so much. I want to see my guys in the UK, in the US, Canada. Let me see your comment in the section box. Okay. So I have Chuku Christopher. He's a civil servant from Aba, Abia State. Thank you so much, for joining this session. I promise you, you're not going to leave here empty. You're going to get a. Let me meet you guys. And if you're happy to be here, I want to see that excitement in the chat box. Please drop it for me. Drop it. Because trust me, I'm going to leave you in a very good hands of someone that has been in this space. But before then, let me meet you. So let's have 3 more, people chatting in the chat box, and then we'll proceed. Go to the chat box. For those that are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Go to the chat box. I want to see your name, where you're joining us from, and what you do. What space are you in? Are you in the health sector? Are you in teaching? Guys, because I actually want to know each and everyone on this call. That will help me, help you with you guys. Biko, please, let's go, so I can, get to know everyone better. Our guest is actually talking, our trainer. She knows where. Know if you're in the hospitality business, go to the chat box. I want to meet everyone on this call. Okay, okay. No one wants to meet people. Some people don't want me to meet them. All right, that's cool. That's fine. So with me here today is our amiable trainer, the tutor that will be taking you in business analysis. For those of you that have been joining our sessions since it started on the 18th, you can tell me that, in fact, we agree with me that it has been an amazing session so far. So thank you, Kelly from Brazil. Wow, you can see, there's something I said earlier that tech brings people together. It doesn't matter where you're joining us from. It connects people. This is the connection we all need. We all need to network. And it's a good platform whereby you can network with people, both those in Nigeria, outside the country, or anywhere you want to be. So guys, it's good when you connect with people, because in this space, you're going to need a lot of connections. So I'll proceed to today's, agenda. What we have today is to actually give you a free session on business analysis. For those of us that are business inclined, those that like to solve problems, this is your space. Okay. So I can see a lot of people. Thank you so much, Chika. Thank you, Adeze. In as much as I want to call everybody, we just have to move forward, yeah? So just keep dropping it in the chat box. I'll come to that, okay? For those joining us, make sure you're dropping your name, what you do, and where you're joining us from in the chat box, because I'll definitely come back to you. I hope everybody has fastened their seatbelt, because we are about to drill you guys. We're about to get you started in this space. So Tosin has been in this space for quite a number of time. It's so amazing that when you look at Tosin, a woman in the tech space doing fabulously well for herself. So Tosin has been in this digital business analysis tech space. She's also a founder, guys. So you see, I'm not just bringing someone just simple for you guys to, interact with. This is someone that knows her onion. This is someone that knows what she is doing, and she's doing well in the tech space. She's flying. I would say she's flying, yes, because she's actually flying in the tech space. And, with hands-on experiences across fintech, edtech, and SaaS platforms, she's even dealing with both in Nigeria and in the UK. She has quite a number of experience, and she specializes in, agile delivery, systems thinking, data-informed product innovations. She tutors and turns, complex user challenges into measurable, business outcomes. This is the kind of person you would like to learn from today, because she's here to actually dish out everything to you. And let me shock you guys. If you pay into the program and you subscribe to our platforms, she's going to be the one to be taking all these programs. Guys, if I were you, she's going to guide you. She can be your mentor. Okay, she's someone that is going to guide you from the beginning to the end. So this is a mentor that you like to look up to. It's not someone that just comes and teach and goes. No, it's someone you like to learn from, someone that will love to mentor you. So it's very nice that she's here today. So leverage this, time to actually learn from her today, because she's going to do a lot for us. Trust me. So we'll proceed, because in as much as I want to be reading all Tosin's achievements, is quite impressive, because if I want to kind of go into what she has achieved. Anyway, let me talk about a little bit of it. So she has improved customer satisfaction by 20% and boosted product adoption by 10% in the UK-based edtech platforms. Do you see that? This is someone that is a Nigerian. She has worked in the UK, still working in the UK premises, and even giving them positive impacts. If I were you, I would like to be like someone like that. I won't even want to do more, better than what she is doing. So if you think that this is the space for you to get started, make sure you're with your notepad, your pen, you're with your popcorn, and I will say it again, you can even get your coffee for those of us joining us from outside the country. So please make sure you pay attention. Your videos are covered. Okay, if you want to turn on your video, it's fine. Your mics are muted, so that you don't get us distracted and you don't distract Tosin. So I'd like to call on Tosin to actually take up the session. So Oluwatosin, are you here with me on the call?
Hi, Lucy. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Tosi. And I like your second name, Saidat.
Yeah,
That's a
can
very
you?
sweet name.
Hi.
Yeah, I
Thank you
can
so
see
much.
you clearly. Thank
Can,
you so
can you
much
see
for
me
joining us.
clearly?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see you.
thank
I
you.
can see the pretty
Uh,
face. I can see that.
oh, thank you so much for having me this evening. Good evening,
Right.
everyone. Yeah,
Welcome.
thank you.
All right. So, Tosin, the floor is yours. Do what you know how to do best, and then we proceed from here. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you so much for having me this evening. Good evening, everyone. So good to be here. So give me a moment. I'm just trying to share my screen. Please, can you see my screen now? Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, hi everyone. My name is Sarumi Oluwatosi Say that. You can call me Say that. You can call me Oluwatosi. Either ways. So, this is me. You're meeting me for the first time. So, fun fact about me. I'm left-handed, by the way. So I'm left-handed. Yeah. And I'm this kind of person that when I set my mind to something, I try to go all in for it. So I call myself the unstoppable queen. I don't know if there's anyone like that, but basically that's why I call myself the unstoppable queen. And I'm also a night owl. I really, really am very, very productive at night. So you can be rest assured that if there is something I'm trying to get during the day and it's not working, be rest assured that once I start doing it at night, I get I get a hold of it and it just works out well. So I'm very self-aware. I know what I want. And as I said earlier, I am unstoppable. So 3 years back, I was in limbo. That's the state of uncertainty. I was really in limbo. I felt so stuck. I felt like I was caged in a box, more like I wasn't feeling the way I was meant to feel. Basically, I finished as an accountant. I studied management and accounting while in school. So immediately after service, I'm sorry if I'm looking this way and this way. I have a camera here, but my system is there. So pardon me. So I studied management and accountant while I was in school, accounting when I was in school. So after NYC, immediately I got a job and I started working as an accountant. So 4 years into or 3 years into, I felt this limbo, the state of uncertainty. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I wasn't enjoying the accounting job I was doing. So I felt so stuck. So I was asking myself that period that do I really want to go ahead with this? Is this really what I want for myself? Am I okay with just going to work 8 and coming by back to the house 4 p.m. and doing the same thing all over and all over again? So like I don't know if we're familiar with federal jobs and the way it operates. So it's basically you can be in a position or you can be doing one thing for a year, basically. So and you know how the promotion works there. I think 3 years, before 3 years, or after no, after 3 years before you can be promoted to another level. So at that period, I knew this was not what I wanted for myself, and I knew it was time to make a move. So I began searching for another career path. That was when I got to know about business analysis. Yeah. So when I got to know about business analysis, I registered for bootcamp. So I am of the opinion that it is better for you to pay somebody to help you with what you do not know, more like teach you what you do not know, mentor you. So I feel like if we have this this mindset of okay, I want everything for free. I can easily go to YouTube. I'm not disputing the fact that we cannot learn on YouTube, right? But it's a way different thing for you to come to a boot camp, for you to have a mentor, for you to have a tutor or an instructor to guide you that this is what you're meant to do, this is the thing you're meant to learn, these are the things you're meant to learn, this is what you're meant to relearn or learn all of those things. So I registered for a boot camp then. It lasted for 6 months. So after 6 months, I did self evaluation. So after doing my self evaluation, I realized that I was on 30%. Bear in mind that I did not go to school to study this thing, right? I did not go to school to study this thing. I I studied management and accounting while in school. So this is a new and entirely new career path for me. So I knew how to do something to that. So I was like, you know what, 30% is way too low for me to call myself a business analyst. So what do I do? I registered for another boot camp. So I registered for another boot camp, and that was when I was really, really intentional about it because I knew at that point I needed to resign my job. Don't be like me. So I resigned because I wanted to dare myself. Yeah, I wanted to say something like or to do something like I'm putting my eggs in one basket, so it's left for me. It's either I get it or I get it. So I really do not have an option. So it is either I get it or I get it. So I started the second boot camp and I was really, really intentional about it. So I was really intentional. And after the boot camp, I did self evaluation again. And that was when I realized that I am now on 70%. So like, 70%, that's a so nice one. So this is something I can go on with, right? So my post limbo, you can see the difference. This is me all smiling. This is me all happy. This is me all showing the confidence is showing on my face. So basically, if there is anybody here this evening that has the same direction or sense of direction of fulfillment, basically, if you feel like you've examined yourself or you're sure that this is the career path you really want, business analysis, I will just I will just tell you for a fact. I am a living witness, to be honest, I'm a living witness. I've gone through the whole process. I've done it. It's doable. Yeah. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So this is me. This is what my LinkedIn looks like rather. So just like Lucy said earlier, so this is who I am. Nothing less, or maybe more. That's right. But this is me basically. So just want to tell us if you have this mindset or you're looking into transitioning into business analysis, I will tell you for a fact that it is a very good career. To be honest, it is a very, very good career. I'm in Nigeria presently and I'm working for a UK company. So it is doable. It is a nice career to be in. So it just depends on what you want for yourself. Me, what I wanted for myself, I needed a job that I could find fulfillment in, a job that will keep me, that will challenge me, a job that it will show I'll be able to explore, right? And I'll be able to do everything, basically explore, meet people, new opportunities, and all of those things. And I knew that place was not for me. And that was why I had to resign. But yeah, this business now, you can spread your tentacles anyway, banking sector, fintech, edtech, anyway. So this is what my LinkedIn page looks like. Yeah. And you can see for yourself different jobs. We have here the senior business analyst opportunity in the United Kingdom. Yeah, we have business analyst new opportunities in Nigeria. We have in EMEA. We have in United Kingdom, the US, the England, yes, as well. So it depends on the way you position yourself. It depends on how well you want to do in this career. So if you're ready to work, if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to learn, if you're ready to unlearn, and if you're ready to relearn, then I can say for a fact that then you can, or you're welcome to the business analysis career path. So let's continue. So our session agenda for our masterclass, we will be covering Okay, we'll be covering 8 solid topics. So we'll be looking at why most digital projects fail at the requirement stage. We will look into what requirement gathering really means in practice, the role of a business analyst in requirement discovery, the practical techniques used in real projects, how to document, prioritize, and validate requirements, common mistakes and how to avoid them, then a real world case example, then key takeaway for your career. So let's start. So are we ready? Let me know if you're ready. Are we in the class? I would like to make this as interactive as possible. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. Thank you, Eri. So I would like to make this as interactive as possible so that we can understand clearly. It doesn't matter if you're just looking into transitioning to business analysis or you've been in the business analyst career path. So this is just me trying to explain why requirements gathering matters. So let's start. So when requirements are unclear, team build features users don't need. Then we have the build features that users do not need. The stakeholder disagree on what was approved. Scope keeps changing. Time and money are wasted, and product adoption suffers. So this is why it matters, right? So good requirements gathering. What does it give us? It creates shared understanding, it reduces rework, it improves delivery outcomes, and it increases user satisfaction. So, our real life scenario, looking at your screen right now, you may have experienced one of this. So, the first one is a stakeholder says, "This is not what I asked for," or your developer asks endless clarification questions, or designer builds something users struggle to use, or the product launches but adoption is low. So these are requirement problems, not deliverable problems. So you might be looking or you might be asking yourself that what is Tosin? What has Tosin be saying? What is requirement? I don't even know what requirement is. Why is she telling me why it matters and all of those things? So I'm just going to paint a scenario for us. So say for instance now, everybody we've been to the hospital, right? So one or two. Please, you can feel free to unmute if I ask question. Thank you. So the first, let's say you meet your doctor, and your doctor says, "Hi, ma'am. Good evening. Good afternoon. How are you feeling today?" And your doctor starts asking you questions like, "What have you eaten today? What have you taken today? When did you start feeling this way? When last did you do this? When last did you do that? What did you eat? What did you not eat?" So, what do you think that is? Please, you can feel free to unmute. So, what do you think that is? So, if
Requirements
you see,
gathering.
oh, okay, thank you so much. So, your doctor basically, what your doctor is trying to do is to ask you a question. Your doctor wants to understand where the problem is. Your doctor wants to understand the way you're feeling or wants to know why you're feeling that way and trying to look put one or two together to be sure that okay, if she says she's feeling this way, if she said that she hurt and vomited and her tummy is paining her, this one, it could be this, it could be that. Okay. So and it goes ahead to say, okay, thank you, ma'am, but you need to do one or two tests. So what do you think? What do you still think that is? Or let me ask this way, what do you think the doctor is trying to do? Say, "Ma'am, please, I need you to do one or two tests just so we can confirm, we can be sure that this is the way or this is what is really wrong with you." So basically, let me help us. So basically,
Trying,
you do we have, is anybody trying to talk?
trying to get the coincide requirement in order to provide solution.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Do you understand? So basically, that is what requirements gathering is all about. So looking at the business analysis side of trying to say what is requirements gathering. So it's the process of you trying to understand the business goal. So as a business analyst, you're asking your stakeholders questions. So you're asking them questions to understand their goal. Okay, you said you've been running this business for the past 2 years. So what is your goal? What have you been able to achieve? Let me see. Let's map out the process, right? The way you've been operating, how have you been operating for the past 2 years? What is your revenue? Your customer base, the way you've been operating, who are your target audience, all of those things. So you're trying to understand, you're asking them questions, you're gathering requirements from that, you're trying to understand clearly. You do not just want to say that, oh, being a BA, you want to carry out your requirement gathering, and you're saying that, you know what, let me just make assumption, or let me just put one or two together. No, remember the last scenario I painted? Doctors will never make assumption. They will make sure that they go through the whole process of, okay, asking you questions. Ma'am, how are you feeling? When last did you do this? When last did you feel this way? Okay, well, I'm going to be recommending few tests for you. Okay, do blood tests. From there they will understand, and they will see. It will show everything that, okay, this is what is happening to this person. Do you understand? So that is what a BA should do. A BA needs to understand the business goal. A BA needs to identify the user need. Okay, you are saying that you're selling shoes and bags. So why your target audience? You're saying students, you're saying working class. Okay, what kind of bags do you sell to students? Are you targeting students and selling a bag of 50K to them? No. How can you say you're targeting students and selling a bag of 50K? So you want to be sure that if your target audience are students, you're selling, your pricing should be within the range of the students, right? The rate, say for instance now 10K bags or 15K bags that they can afford, not 50K. Of course, they're still collecting pocket money at home. They're not working yet. They're still students. So you want to be sure that everything is, you are able to identify your user needs. Okay, the kind of bags that students think, do they need tote bags, right? Is it tote bags? This period, students are on break. Okay, by the time they start resuming, do I need to restock tote bag? Do you think that tote bags will move faster than red other designer bags? Yes, of course. So tote bags, they can easily put their textbooks, their handouts, and everything and off to class than trying to look for a designer bag to carry to class. Do you understand? So you're clarifying problems before proposing solution. Basically, look at our scenario earlier. A doctor will clarify the problem before saying, you know what, yes, she's actually pregnant. Go and do this, go and no, what is wrong with you? Let's run a test. Basically, let's run a test to find out. Do you understand? So as a BA as well, you're going to clarify problems before you propose solution. You will have understood this is what is happening to this business, right? This is the issue. You've been able to analyze the process, the current state of the business, the assist process. This is the way this process, this business is operating at the moment. This is their current process. Okay, this is their future. They're trying to, or they're proposing in the next 5 years or in the next 2 years, their future state. Their to be process. They are looking to become the market leader. Okay, if they are looking to become the market leader, so how do they go from not being the market leader to the market leader? So you're trying to analyze that the current state to the future state. So what do you do there? You're trying to clarify the problem before saying that, okay, I feel like this will enable us, or this will help us be the market leader. So you're clarifying the problems. Then you're translating the needs into clear and actionable requirement. So the needs are, okay, requirements are needs. So you're translating, you need to be sure that it is clear enough. It is clear enough for everybody, the stakeholders to understand, the technical team to understand, so that you people will miss at what, at a point whereby you see within the business scope, and still bearing in mind that, okay, everything we need to do, everything we need to carry out, all of the process we need to tackle has to be within the project objective so that we can achieve our goal and objective in the long run. So it is about listening, analyzing, and aligning, not just writing document. So as you are gathering your requirement, you're listening to your stakeholders, you're you're understanding them better. You want to understand where they're coming from. You want to know what the issue is. You're listening to them. Okay, this is how we've been operating for the past 2 days, 2 years. This is where the issue is. Oh, you want to start an online business. You have a physical store, and maybe because COVID happens, it's not running well. So you're thinking of, okay, you know what? I think that because people now have online business, some people, even we have people that they do not have a physical store and they are doing very well. But then you being a BA, you're trying to understand them that could it be not having an online feasibility that could be the issue. Maybe this business they open by 2 p.m. when every other person has opened by 7:30 or 8. And you're saying that you're not making sales and you're saying that your revenue is going down, right? You might want to tell them to, after analyze, okay, what is your process like? Tell me, what's your customer relationship like with your customers? Tell me, how have you been able to build your business, your process, your current business process? How have you been managing all of that? You're listening to them. You're giving them solution, and you're just advising them to say, "Oh, I don't think you might need to start an online feasibility yet. Maybe we can start by you not opening your store 2 p.m. and opening your store 7:30 or 8 a.m. so that all your customers would not be taken away, right? So that's one thing about requirements gathering. Requirements gathering exposes you to understanding better, to understanding your stakeholders, to understanding what the problem is. You're understanding the business goals. You're trying to identify the users in who are your target audience, what are you specializing in, who are your user, right? So you're identifying it and you're clarifying the problem before proposing solution, and you're translating needs into clear and actionable requirements. So what requirement gathering is not, the first one, copying what stakeholders say word to word. Just for context, I might be saying stakeholder a lot. Stakeholders are who? They're just people. It can be internal, it can be external. But this set of people, they have an interest or influence in your business. So because of them, or with or without, with most of the time, we have the internal stakeholders. These ones are the key stakeholders that without them, the business cannot move on, right? And you have the external stakeholders. It can be the regulators. It depends on the project or the kind of business you're operating, basically. So you're not copying what stakeholders say word to word. You're going back to analyze, to sit down, to understand clearly, oh, this person, this is what they're trying to achieve. This is what they are looking forward to for their business to be in the next year. So you're writing documents without understanding context. Why will you write documents without understanding the context? The context, what does this thing entails? Say for instance now, we all know I'm trying to give a relatable example to us. We all know the the new restaurants in Nigeria now that is not everywhere. Item 7, I don't know if you know, but item 7 has been in existence, I think, for the past 5 years now. Yes, item 7 has been in existence for the past 5 years, and I think they just got to Lagos. But if you look at item 7 has been basically operating for the past 5 years. And now in 2025, they were able to become the market leader, so to say, because practically every state in Nigeria, every state, they are in every state. And the last place they opened was Lagos, which was a very, very solid one. So I digress, sorry. So just please remind me of the case study. I might go back to that later. So you're writing document without understanding the context. So why would you? Why would you not understand your context? What is happening? Just like saying that, okay, the doctor is trying to say, no, well, let me just prefer something. Let me just prescribe something for you without understanding what is actually wrong, which is wrong. A doctor should not do that, right? Same as a BA. A BA should not do that as well. You do not want to say, without understanding what it entails, say, I feel like this is a solution. No, you have to understand clearly. You have to be sure that you're within scope. You have to be sure that everything you're trying to bring up is within scope and is within the objective your stakeholder is trying to achieve. So you're jumping straight to solution. So why would you jump straight to solution? Before you jump straight to solution, you might need to say what is happening. How do we move from point A to point B? It's just like saying that you want to jump from your current state to your future state without doing your gap analysis, which is wrong, which is not possible. It is not possible for you not to carry out your gap analysis. It is not possible for you not to analyze everything before you say, okay, I'm jumping from my current state to my future state. So you're assuming you already know the problem. No, you do not assume. That is why there's requirements gathering. You talk to them. Assumption in business analysis, you do not assume. Assumption is a no for us. So you want to be sure that you understand. You are not assuming. You're talking to them. You do not say, I think that this is what it is. No, you do not think. You must have asked them questions. You must have understand them clearly. You must have know what the problem entails. You must have understand the context of the whole thing before you say, oh, I think that this solution might go for it, right? So a good business analyst challenges assumption respectively and not just jumping into or saying, oh, I know what it is. I'm assuming that this is it, and you're just jumping into it. Yes. So the role of a business analyst. So what to do a BA do, or what to do a BA, or who is a BA rather. So the role of a BA. So the first one is act as a bridge between business and technology, basically. So as a business analyst, your stakeholders are the business aspects, right? So you're understanding them clearly to be sure that you know what they want to achieve. And the technology aspects, the technical team, you're also understanding them and trying to explain to this business stakeholder that, oh, this is what these people are looking to do, right? And they're telling them everything will still be within scope. Everything will still help us achieve our goal and objective. So the technology team, or yeah, they might not understand the business aspect, and that is why a BA is needed. That is why that is when you come in. You come in because you're serving as the bridge and the middle person between understanding the business aspect. Okay, this is what we want for our business. Say for instance now, when item 7, I said I was going to go back to it. So when item 7 was saying last 5 years ago, they want to be the market leader, I'm sure they must have sat down to say, you know what, maybe I'm very sure they must have used their business analysis because their growth is really, really amazing, right? So they must have understood that, okay, our target audience then, they focused on students. It was students they focused on. They started in learning as 5 years ago. And they made sure that their food was very, very cheap. And I can remember then, once you buy something of 1.5, they're going to give you what's it called? Extra drink. Yes, extra drink. And now they are not doing any bonus again, no freebies again, because they've passed that stage. And if you check them on Child Deck, right? I know we know Child Deck. So basically, if you check them on Child Deck, everything, they are operating 247, 247, 247. So what I'm trying to say is, you being a business analyst, you're understanding, you're the middle person, you're understanding the business aspects. You are sure you understand what this business needs and what they are looking forward to achieve. Say, now that Item 7 wants to bring their business to Child Deck, right? So basically, the technology team will say, oh, let's sit down with the technology team. So you being a business owner, you're understanding them. Okay, we're bringing our our business to child deck, or yes, so that people can just go through it, order from us directly. So obviously, as they're typing or they're saying, oh, I want one plate of chicken with rice, they, if you notice, everything, most times everything is always accurate because they've already put certain things in place. So if you're ordering for extra rice, extra chicken, or extra anything, by the time you get your food, everything will be there. Basically, that is because there is a solid system working. That is because they've been able to sit down to analyze the whole thing prior to now, to understand that okay, our business is now going online. So basically, the online feasibility is there as well, the online feasibility, and they also have their physical store. So if you cannot leave the comfort of your home, you can just check online for them to say, oh, on the order from them, and they can deliver it to you. Do you understand? So a business analyst understanding the business aspect and also the technology aspect. The technology team might not understand the business aspects. So it should be you that you understand the technology aspect. That's why a BA is a very solid person in any project. So you're understanding the technology aspect. Okay, you're translating all the business requirements, you're translating to user stories, acceptance criteria, you're drawing and mapping out processes. By the time you send to the technology team, they will understand clearly. You're giving them prototypes, you're giving them user stories, you're giving them business process maps and all of that, so they understand clearly that, oh, this is it, and you're explaining to them. The business stakeholders will not understand what is user stories. They might not even understand what acceptance criteria is, or they might not even understand what the process map is, not until you explain to them. Some may, why some might not until you explain to them. So you're also facilitating conversation between stakeholders. Yes, we have different stakeholders, so you're facilitating conversations with them. You're asking them questions. You're making sure you understand their need. You want to be sure that you're not making any mistake. You're not just working based on assumption. You're not assuming anything. It's because of the conversation you have with them that you understand that okay, this is what is happening, this is what they're looking forward to achieve. So you're also clarifying on clear requests. Say for instance now, they're saying that we want to achieve something like this, and you're not clear about it. The role of a BA is to be sure you are clear. You do not want to make assumption. You do not want to say, you know what, I think it said this is what it is. No, go back to them, clarify to be sure this request. Are you sure you want this thing? You want this particular feature on your website? Clarify. Then it helps team focus on value. So it is all about value in the long run. So value. So why do we want to change our business process? Why do we want to become a market leader in the next few years? Do you understand? So you're helping them to focus on value. The team, this is what we need to do. The team of, say, you have product managers, you have um, business analysis here, you have you have the developers, you have the designers. Yeah, so you're sure that you're helping your team to focus on value. Everything we are doing, everything we are building, or whatsoever we are doing, it has to be on value. It has to be on the business process. Sorry, the business value. Right. It has to focus on the business value. Then you ensure requirements are understood before development starts. So you have to be sure that you understand requirement. They understand. You do not want to say that, oh, you've done your work and you're leaving into the development team. No, even afterward, still need to be sure that they understand. They understand this is what the requirement entails. The functional requirement, this is what we are looking forward to achieve. The non-functional requirement, this is how we want the system to perform. This is how we want everything to be operated. So that is your role as a BA if you're working in a project. So the BA is responsible for clarity, not just documentation. You do not want to be about a BA that documents things. Your one is to document. No, it has to be based on clarity. You understand clearly. You're sure that you understand what the project entails. You understand it clearly, not just documenting. So the key stakeholders in requirements gathering. So what are the key stakeholders in requirements gathering? So you're meeting up with a business owner. These business owners are your business stakeholders, right? The business owner, obviously. So you're asking them questions. You said your business has been running at this. You said your customer has been low. Your revenue has been low. You're asking them questions. You're making inquiry, right? You're trying to understand their needs. Then also we have the product managers, we have the end users. Obviously, these end users are the ones in the long run. These are the people that will be making use of whatsoever you're developing. So we have the developers, we have the designers, we have the operations or support team. So it depends. It depends on the projects you're working on. There can be more and there can be less. So we have common requirements challenges, which are the stakeholders do not know what they want. Yes. So you can be in a project whereby this can be a challenge. Some stakeholders might not really know what they want in the sense that they might have, they might know what they are looking forward to achieve, right? But they might not, at that instance, they might not really know what they want. So it is left for you as a business analyst to talk to them to see that, okay, you know what, let me let me bring all your what you're thinking, all your perspective or everything you've been talking about. Oh, this is the process. Tell me about your current process. This is the way you've been operating. Tell me about it. Then you, being a business analyst, you're trying to map it out. You can map it out for them. Okay, you said this, you've been operating on this. Okay, as at last year, this was your customer base, this was your target audience, this was your revenue, this was okay. So what are you looking to achieve? Okay, you want to become the market leader in the next how many years? Okay, you want your customer base to improve, to increase. You want your revenue to improve and rise. Okay, so what are the things you need to put in place? So by the time you ask them questions, by the time they talk to you, right, you will explain to them that, oh, this is what you want. This is what you're looking forward to achieve, right? And this is what you want to achieve. Do we understand? So basically, some they might not have the overview, but they might just know that, you know what, it can just tell you that I want to become the market leader. How do you want to become the market leader? I don't know. They might say I don't know. So left for you to understand their current process and ask them questions. Ask them solid questions. Ask them questions about their business so that they can talk and you can understand clearly and you can explain to them, we need to do this. We need to unlearn this. We need to relearn it this way. We need to bypass this. We need to introduce this. We need to integrate that. So conflicting stakeholder expectation. So there can be challenges, right? So a stakeholder might say that, "Hmm, this is what I'm looking forward to achieve. This is the expectation. In the long run, it might be something else. You might be giving them something else. That's one of the common requirements challenge. And that is because maybe during the process of your requirements gathering, you've made assumptions. You did not ask concrete questions. You did not ask them clear questions. You do not understand clearly what they are looking forward to achieve. So you're just saying, you've made an assumption. I feel like it can work this way. Whereby by the time you go back to them, they say, no, this is not what I want. No, I didn't request for this. No, I'm not settling for this. Right. Then we have the vague or high level requests. So some requests might be very high, some might be high to the extent that you might say, I feel like this might not work this period. This might not work this period, right? You tell them about it. Okay, let's say some requirements or some features you're trying to build a website and you're saying, you know what, some, I don't think we should integrate some now. We can put some in the backlog, and that's why you can use your Moscow analysis to analyze to say, okay, which requirement or which feature should come first, which feature our user needs right now, Without this feature, there's nothing we can that can be done on this website. So you might need all of those. So changing priorities. So you can wake up one day and your secret, I was saying, I feel like my priorities have changed. We want to do something else. So that's one of the challenges that can happen. There are limited access to users, limited access to users as well. So moving on, we have types of requirement. There are four main types of requirement. We have the business requirements, we have users requirement, functional requirements, and non-functional requirements. So you need to understand the difference clearly. So we'll be starting with the business requirement. So what do you understand by the business requirement? Business requirement, just like I said earlier, the organization goals. So that's your business requirements. The goal. If your goal is in the next 1 year, I don't know how I want to do it. I need to be the market leader. That's, you can say, that's your business requirement. The problem the business wants to solve, right? Say for instance, Item 7 was able to solve the problem for students. They made sure their food is very, very affordable, right? If you have 1,000 assets, then you can eat from Item 7. 1,000. Imagine a student coming, leaving home 7 a.m. and coming back like 7 p.m. And instead of the student, she'll start thinking of, what do I have in the house to eat? So I say, I think I have 1 more K. 1K, walk into Item 7 and just buy. So Item 7 has seen that their user, their target audience then, they were students, right? So they've done the analysis, they've seen that students will be able to afford our meal if it is very cheap. So that's the problem that they solve to them. The value expected from the solution. So the value. Item 7 saw that, okay, imagine giving rice and chicken with plantain with extra drink. That's very valuable, right? And they've been able to solve students' problem of hunger or what? Or not having food to eat, which is the same thing. So do you understand? So I'm sure by then they sat down to analyze that, okay, our organization goal, we want, even if there are other restaurants, but we want to be the top one, the topmost one. The problem they want to solve, they targeted students because they knew that if they are able to target students, every other person will be dragged along, which is true. So the value, what students like freebies, they also like things that are very valuable. So we need to be sure that our food is very good, the quality is good everywhere. So even if you're in Ibadan, if you're in Lorin, if you're in Lagos, Item 7 is still the same taste. If you're in Lorin and you feel like, I'm coming from Lagos, is there Item 7 here? Yes, you can still buy. It's still the same value, right? So the example of what it gives, it's increased their customer retention. Obviously, if you look at Item 7 now, today they're everywhere. It reduces operational costs and it improved what? Customer experience. Do we get it? Are we following? Any question before we move on? Do we have any question? Please feel free to unmute. Okay. Can we continue? All right.
Hello, I have a question, please.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, all. My name is Fidel.
Good
I'm
evening.
Fidel.
Oh, hi, Fidel. Good evening.
Yeah. Streaming from UK, okay?
Oh, okay.
I listen to you, but I'm not too comfortable with you using item 7.
Why?
It's, not-
If I may
it's,
ask,
it's as if you're advertising them. I think
why do you think I'm advertising them?
because all your example just based on one particular brand. So it's make it boring for me. You could have used
Oh,
other similar companies, vice versa. You understand? Then you
if I
concentrate on only item 7. Me, I'm not too comfortable. It makes the class so boring for me. It's
hmm,
as if you are training us to work for item 7.
in
So I
what
would suggest,
sense?
so I would suggest maybe henceforth, for me, maybe you use other brands so that to make up your teaching to be more elaborate because you are just centering on only item 7, which for me it doesn't go like that for me.
Okay. If I may ask, are you in Nigeria?
I'm in UK.
Okay, but you're Nigerian.
I'm in Nigeria.
Okay,
Before
so
I
you
left
have
for the
preferred me to
UK,
use.
I was in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I never heard of item 7 before. You understand? So it
Mm,
sounds strange to me, and I'm not too comfortable using just one brand. At least you can use other brands. You are a
mm.
professional. You know other brands that you work with, so you can still use other brands to make it
Oh,
sweeter.
okay. All right, that's fine. But really, me, I really do not see any issue there because I believe most of us that are on this call, we are Nigerians, right?
Yeah.
And for the fact that you're in the UK does not mean that you still have the Nigerian blood in you,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi,
Okay.
Lucy.
Thank you.
Hi, Oluwatosin. This is very interesting. And Fidel, yes, I understand you. Yeah, when you were in Nigeria, item 7 was not in vogue. And trust me, I think I know why Tosin is actually using item 7, item 7, item 7. Because if you check right now in the whole of Nigeria, what is really popping, I think is like the best example for people to understand where she's coming from. So item 7 just skyrocketed. Okay, it just
Yeah.
skyrocketed. I've
Yeah.
never heard of item 7 until it came to Lagos. Do you get? So I think it's like the perfect example to actually depict what she was trying to explain. Because item 7 really came from nowhere and then it became something. And then we not remember the likes of Chicken Republic, Mega Chicken. Those people are still there actually. But if you ask me right now, the people that items that mostly buy from item 7 now, like a whole lot. Item 7 is just by the side of my house here. So I can tell you the number of people that trip in here every day. As we speak right now, if you go to that place, the whole place is jam-packed. So that's like a perfect example to actually depict what she's trying to say in terms of doing your research, having planning, and targeting the right audience. I think that's just what she's trying to say. It's like the simplest example that she can use for now. Because if we use Chicken Republic has been there. So everybody know Chicken Republic. They will not understand it as better as they will use item 7 because it's coming up and it has actually skyrocketed. It's just everywhere. I don't know if you understand, Fidel.
Yeah. Yeah. You made me to understand now. Thank you. I've understood.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. All right, Oluwatosin, you can take over your session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. So, any more questions before we continue? Oh, okay. So let's continue. So we have the user requirements. So your user requirements describe what user needs to do. So basically, the way I'm able to understand it clearly. Oh, okay. Hi, Mohammed. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Can you hear me? Yes,
Yes, I
please. I
can hear
just
you
wanted to
clearly.
okay. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. At least yesterday I was in class yesterday, and the person that taught us yesterday made so much emphasis about Facebook. So I really don't see anything wrong with what you're doing with item 7. But that's by the way. My question is that like UI and UX, is it the same as this business analyst or it's just a branch under business analyst? Because they are almost I've heard some things you mentioned that has relation to UI and UX. I don't know if they are different or they are still the same.
No, they are different. They are way different. They're way
Okay.
different. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
So UI UX is one career path. Business analysis as well is one career path. So they are not the same.
All right. Thank you so much for the clarification.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh, okay. So we can any other question? So we can continue now. So we have user requirements. So user requirement describe what users need to do. So say for instance now you're working on a website for an app and you're saying, oh, I'm trying to build this app. Of course, who are you building it for? For your end users, right? So what do you want them to be able to do on that website? The problem user face and their expectation and behavior. So that is what user requirements description is all about. So say for instance, example, users need to reset password easily. So you're making sure that, oh, even if this user forgets password. Sorry, Mona, please can you mute? Hi. So you're saying,
Sorry, Dosin.
okay,
I will just ask the host to help me mute him. Mohammed,
okay,
please, can you mute this your call? You're on speaker, please. Can you mute? Okay,
okay,
please.
thank you.
Thank you.
So you're saying, oh, your user should be able to, even if they forget their password, they should be able to reset the password easily. Your user wants faster checkout. Oh, they should be able to check out very fast. So these are the requirements, user requirements you're putting in. You're trying to think through. Okay, let me think through. How do I want my user to be able to go through the whole website? Do you understand their needs? You'll be sure to understand their needs. Okay, what are the things that will be put in place to help them with their needs? The problem. So if they face a challenge now, say for instance they forget their password. Say for the instance now they forget their username. All of those things. So you need to put all of those things in place so that you can solve that problem. Their expectation and behavior. Okay, they're expecting now that, oh, once I check in, once I go on this website, I should be able to do what I want to do within 3 seconds. This website should load within 3 seconds. Even if I want to reset my password, this thing should be able to. I should be able to do that in the next 3 minutes. Sorry, in the next 3 seconds, right? So it focuses on people and not the system. So you're thinking like the user. You're not thinking in terms of the system. Oh, in terms of the people. So these people, what should they be able to do on this website? What problem? So if they encounter this problem, how would they be able to navigate it? How would they be able to solve it? So all of those things, users requirements. So we also have the functional requirements. I would like to, I tell people for functional requirements, it answers the question what. This answers the question what. So what the system must do, the function. So I'd like to ask you the question. So now, yeah, I don't know if you are using your phone or you are using your system or anyone. Can you tell me? So the function of the phone you're using right now. So what is your function? The function. Can you give me like one function? What do you think the function of your phone you're using right now is?
For me, the major function of my phone is internet access. I have.
Oh, thank you so much. So Mama said to make call. Okay. Any other person? Thank you. Who else? Oh, okay. Okay, passing information. Oh, okay, thank you so much. So basically, functional requirements. The answers, the question was what the system must do, the specific feature or behavior, right? So the system must send a confirmation mail. So you're trying to register on a website, obviously, after getting your OTP and all of those things, confirmation mail, so that you can be sure that you've been registered for easy communication. Thank you, Richard. The system must allow users to edit profiles, right? So let's say now, oh, you're working on a system or you're working on a website. Okay, you've put everything in place. The functional requirement is okay. If they should, the user should be able to. The function of the system is you should be able to do what? Send confirmation email to the user was what must allow them to be able to edit their profile. So it depends on what you're working on, right? Just like we have our phones now, right? It depends on, this phone, this our small phone that does not have internet connection. You know that the function is different from the big phones we have. that have internet connections and all of that. That one can only, you can set alarm on it. You can receive call. You cannot browse with it. This one you are using right now, the difference, what's the difference? The internet connection and all of this. So it depends on what you're working on, and it depends on the kind of product rather you're working on. So the non-functional requirements, this answers the question how. So this one answers the question how. So how the system performs. So the quality attributes. Sweet. So how do you want your how do you want it? Oh, this is the speed. 3 seconds. It should load. Land. It should take you to land page. The landing page. Okay. The accessibility. The scalability. This we all experienced Black Friday a while ago, right? So some websites they must have customized that. Okay, this website should be able to take 1,000 people for 4 minutes or 1,000 people for 10 minutes. That scalability. Maybe before Black Friday, they could only do 100. But because Black Friday is coming, that's when you say people start complaining that your website has crashed or website has crashed. I'm unable to do anything. I'm unable to do that. That's scalability. By the time Black Friday is coming out, they will work on it. They will work on it and say, I want this website to be able to accommodate like 1,000 people for so minutes, right? Or for so hour. So basically, then the security. You're signing up on a website, it should be secured. Your username, if you're buying something online, if you're inputting your card number and all of those things, then accessibility, reliability. So all of this, so that's an example of non-functional requirement. That's the quality. How it answers the question, how the system performs. That's the quality. Do you understand? So do you understand the difference now? Okay. Thank you. Any question? Any question? Mm, thank you. So this is where we'll be stopping for today. And tomorrow, by God's grace, we'll continue from there. So any question, you can feel free to unmute. Any questions so far?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. I just want to ask business analytics and data analytics. Is there a difference or is it similar?
No, there's a difference. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Data and analysis is so heavy on data. Do you understand? So that's when you'll be working on Python, Power BI, SQL, Excel, right? But for business analysis as well, right? You can, as a BA, we still have BAs that does all of those things. Do you understand? And most of the time, we have BAs learning all of those things. So just in case they have opportunity to get to work with, okay, we want a. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So just in case they have opportunities to say, oh, I get a job that is that is requesting for me to have SQL, knowledge of SQL, Excel, and all of those things. Yeah. But data analysis is more heavy on all of those things than business analysis. Does that answer your question?
Okay, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, thank you very much, Tosi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Let me just say something on that, the difference between data analytics and business analytics. Okay, so business analytics, we had data analytics section in the morning, and I mentioned that we have 4 types of data analytics. So in data analytics, right, we have descriptive analytics. Now, descriptive analytics is looking at what happened. Okay, and that is where data analytics focuses. And why business analytics, why diagnostic analytics? That's the second types of data analytics. We have diagnostic analytics. Now that's looking at why did it happen? Okay, it's trying to find out where the problem is so that they were able to solve a problem. Now you see why we have data analytics or data analytics or data analysts as people that collect data, they clean the data, they analyze data, they deal more of data than business analysts, right? Now, business analysts, they are called big problem solvers. Right, so business analysts, they are the people that identifies that problem and they solve problem. See that every organizations need the data analyst and even the business analyst. And there's one amazing thing that we do here at Amda Analytics. We find out that most people, when you want, if I'm going to show you now, when there is a job opening for a business analyst, you see that they will be requesting for the use of Excel, even SQL. And you'll be asking yourself, am I supposed to know this as a business analyst, right? Since my own is to go there, identify where the problem is and solve the problem, like recommend, give solution on what they need to do in order to be able to achieve their results as a business holders, right? But then again, there is a need for you to understand the tools, okay? You need to understand the tools, and that's what set our Amda Analytics apart from all other edtech opening that you're seeing out there. As a business analyst or business analysis program here at Amda Analytics, you're going to be learning Excel. Trust me, you're going to be learning Power BI. This tool is most important tool, especially Power BI, right? It's one of the most important tools that you need to know how to use even as a BA. Do you understand? So business data analysts, they collect the data, they clean the data, they analyze the data, okay? That they identify trend and patterns. They build dashboard and reports, okay? They make use of data with this. But then again, a business analyst will come in, look at the data and say, okay, this is what happened and this is what happened. This is the solution to this. And that's why they are called problem solvers. I don't know if you understand this. The person asked this question. Do you understand, please?
I do, ma. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome. Okay, I don't know. We do have another question. My name is Chinwe and I'm joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm sorry for jumping in. Please, do you have another question so that we can proceed to another thing? So we have just few more minutes to go and we'll call it a night and come tomorrow. So let's take questions. Just so you can stop sharing. Or do you have another thing to show me? All right, thank you very much. Okay.
Yes. Good evening, all. I have a question, please.
Okay, please go on.
Can you hear me?
Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Tosi.
Yeah. Please, my question goes straight to the presenter. When she was presenting during a course of introduction, she said when she first did the course, she evaluated herself and got 30%. Then she found out that she's not good enough. She enrolled again and evaluated herself and got 70%. Please, I want to know the parameters she used in both evaluations. And my second question goes, this course looks more or less like a management decision-making course. What about people without management background? Because from my introduction, she happens to be an accountant, someone that has worked with companies' information before. With her training as an accountant, I think this course will be easy for her. What about those in the house without management background? Because the way she speak, she from somewhere to somewhere. What about those without management background? Can they really cope when it comes to this end user result, making a concrete decision to the client? Those are my questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I would have loved to answer that question, but let's hear from Tosi first. Tosi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Very clear and loud.
Okay, so the first question, you said, how was I able to evaluate myself? So basically, how I was able to evaluate myself was, okay, after the first boot camp, I sat down and I was like, okay, am I ready to start applying for jobs now? So if I should get an interview invitation now, will I be able to confidently talk about everything I've done? Will I be able to get myself a job? So those are the things I evaluated, and I saw that I really have not mastered what business analysis entails yet. Okay, say for instance now, maybe then I really do not understand what user story is or what acceptance criteria is or how to even map out a simple process or how do I do my gap analysis. And those are the things I was able to evaluate to say, oh, you know what? I'm not yet there yet. I'm not there. I do not have the confidence to call myself a BA yet because I really do not think that I've have gotten to that stage that I can confidently say that yes, I'm ready to start applying for jobs. And when I get invited for interview, what will I say? Will I be able to defend myself? Will I be able to talk about what the projects I've done? But the second one, that was the first time. The second one, when I had to take another boot camp, bear in mind that it was not as if I have no prior knowledge. There was prior knowledge. I wasn't just at that point yet. Do you understand? And also bear in mind that I did not go to school to study this thing, right? So it is like I'm learning an entirely new career path from the inception. So the second time, by the time I went to class the second time, I could understand clearly that okay, requirements gathering, my last class, this is what it is. So the moment they started explaining more, it's giving me that solid understanding. So okay, so this is what it really is. And it is not like just going to class. Even behind the class, you're still going back to read. You're still going back to check through, listen to the recordings, and asking questions the next day. Oh, I went back to the recordings and I have some blockers. Please, can you explain what this is? And the second time, yes, those are the things I did. And by the time it was time for projects, I made sure that I was the person. I championed my group projects, right? And that was because the confidence was there. And when I was done, what did I do? There was a blueprint I was working with. So I started, okay, now you're done with your bootcamp. What next? Okay, you need to be visible. LinkedIn optimization, that was done. Okay. After that, okay, started creating content about business analysis. So the way I do it or the way I did it then was how do I if I read something on business analysis, how do I solidify what I've learned? So that was when what's this thing called? Um, I'm I'm trying to remember. So basically, I talk about it. So let's say I read about requirements gathering now. So I talk about it. The active recall. Yes, it's called active recall. So I talk about it. I say, oh, this is what I learned today. I talked about it. If I should learn process map, oh, this is what I learned. Gap analysis. Oh, this is what I learned. So it's giving me that active recall. That it's sharpening my memory to say yes. There is this confidence you get when you're at a certain point or certain place in life that you say, hey, I have this confidence, I can go in for any interview. And that was what I did to give me that confidence. That's your first question. Then your second question, I just want to ask you, how before now, when I was starting my class, I said something like, the kind of person I am, I really do not believe that there is nobody that cannot learn anything. Before now, yes, I was an accountant. For me being an accountant, nothing was taught. No business analysis knowledge was taught about account when I was in school, right? Nobody taught me about business analysis. So everything was from the scratch. Everything about what I learned about business analysis was from the scratch. Do you understand? So yes, the accounting background might help, the management background might help, right? But it's a very different thing, two things entirely. So it is left for you to sit down to yourself. Am I ready for this thing? Am I ready for this journey? Am I ready to learn, unlearn and relearn? Am I ready to do all the work? Then if you're ready to do all the work, go to class, right? So basically, that is how it is. So it doesn't matter, even if you study architecture, pharmacy, anything. So it depends on your mind. If you're ready to do the work, then I assure you that you're way to go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right,
Hi.
thank you very much, Tose.
Yeah, you're welcome. Angel, your hand is up.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you very
Hi, good
much. This
evening.
session has been a great one. So, I have a question, but I'd like to give a brief background of my experience so that can help you understand where my question is coming from. So, my previous role was data heavy, but I realized that, I was also doing some stakeholder engagements, requirements gathering. So, I then decided to take on additional skills, hence the reason why I'm in this class. Now I'm transitioning to a new role that is more business analysis heavy and still a bit of data. So when someone asks the question on data analyst and business analysis, there are roles that you get to combine both skills. So it's actually a good thing as a business analyst to still invest in data analytical skills. And my question is, I want to know if in this program, if we are going to have a project to work on, because I know these things in theory. I might have dabbled in them a few times in my previous role, but going to going into a role where I'm going to be like the full business analyst, I want to know if we will have the opportunity to have an end-to-end project in this program, and if we would even be exposed to some of the tools that we might use for these things, like tools for process mapping and the likes. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Let me answer that question. I'm seeing one of my students here. Hi, Chino. So can you hear me? I know. So can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening. There. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I'll just
I,
say your name. Okay. Someone just asked us a question, and I want you to answer that question. All right. I'm sorry. I know you didn't prepare for this, but please pardon me. So the person is asking if the analytics program is hands-on, if it's going to be practical or it's going to be theory.
okay.
And just tell us, and I think she mentioned if they're going to be learning the analytics. Can you please tell them about the analytics program, both the
Okay.
internship? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Under analytics is a very like if you are doing anything with them, first of all, they are very transparent. Both theory, both practical, you're going to learn even more than what you paid for. Even more than what you paid for. Because before I registered with them, I inquired for other companies. So I was lucky. Even my team, the people I registered with, all of us, even till now, though we have not sent our testimony message, but we will do that. We are still together, we are still communicating, we are just lucky. For you to come across this platform, we are just lucky. Just take it like that. They are teaching, nobody is going to rush you. You are just what you paid, you get more than what you paid. That's what I can. I'm not. She didn't even know that I'll be coming for this class. That's just what I'm not. I don't want to like praise her too much, but they are good.
All
They are
right,
good.
thank you very much, Naso. Okay, so I just saw her name. I was, no, no, no. Let me call her so that she can answer this question, right? So what we do here at Amda Analytics, nobody's going to give you any theory to go and read. Everything is hands-on. And one amazing thing about our program, especially our business analysis program, you are not just learning only the business analytics, right? You are learning the analytics. So as a business analytics tutor, students here, you'll be learning how to use Excel, right? You'll be learning how to use Power BI. See, these tools, these two, they are most important tools that you need to know how to use as a business analytics student here at Amda Analytics. So we don't believe that you should just learn only the business analysis part, right? And again, someone asked if it's going to be hands-on. See, from A to Z, everything you are learning is hands-on, and they worked on internship, right? There is an internship for you after the analytics, after your main program here at the analytics, and also is here. They had their own internship. right? They did their 1 month internship there. They did their
Yes, sorry, we did our own it. I still have my program, still going. And after that, the good thing about their program is that even after the class, after the program, you still have your course. You still, if you can still go back to check course, check, you can still go back to on your own to go through what you guys have studied over the month. But the another project I love so much, Power BI is a wonderful project. I inquire for another place, only that course alone, only that project, only that program alone. If you can go, just go and check. You'll be getting all these things. Many things, a lot, a whole lot. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I thank you very much. So you can hear from her. Thank God I didn't even reach out to her. Nothing at all. I'm just saying her name. I said, no. Let me call her to answer this question, right? Okay. So let me talk about AMDA Analytics and what we do here at AMDA Analytics as a student of AMDA Analytics or as a BA student, right? We have two tiers. We have two tiers, right? So please permit me to share my screen. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to use our website. Okay, so this is AMDA Analytics website, right? So you can just go there and check some of our programs. This is our courses, right? So we have two tiers for all our programs. So for our business analytics, we have 3 months. We have the one of 3 months training with 1 month internship. Okay, presently we are running 40% discount on all our programs, right? So we have 40% discount on this. Now we have 3 months training. You see, this 3 months, nobody is going to give you any textbook, any handbook to go and read. No, hands on, practical base. You know, my colleague said something that she did this program somewhere first time when she started her career, right? She did it first time, and later she went to another bootcamp again. Now let me share something with you. Now, if you're doing a program, right, there is some sacrifice that you need to pay. Ask Nosa is here. And maybe she will share her LinkedIn, or you can just reach out to her and talk to her, right? Here at AMDA Analytics, there is nothing like excuse. You are going to work on a project back to back, ask her, right? So especially during their internship, right? So when you learn from an edtech that is project based, it will be very easy for you to get whatever you're learning very fast than when it takes theory based. Okay, there's one of their set again. What's his name again? Moses. Okay, he reached out to us from UK. Moses, he registered for a program in UK. Okay, for BA course, he paid £1,000. And another bootcamp again, he paid £600. So calculate this. The man reached out to me and he said, I want to start my program, but I am scared. I did this program 6 weeks somewhere else. Imagine 6 weeks program for £1,000. Okay. Now the question is, what are you going to learn in 6 weeks? You are not going to become any expert. Okay. So I said, okay, I told him, you know what? Pay some amount of money and start your program with AMDA Analytics. I'm giving you time to study AMDA Analytics. Okay. So if you feel like, okay, this is what you can pay for, why not balance your money? And we agreed. And he paid. Like 2 weeks into his program, I reached out to him and I asked him, what is your feedback? And he said, even for the 6 weeks program, that the value has gotten in 2 weeks now, all the programs he has done so far has not given him such value. Okay, so here we have 3 weeks, 3 months life classics, and then 1 month internship. So this is going for 400,000 naira if you're paying in naira. Okay, so we have another one, call it specialist tier. So our specialist tier, that one is, you can see it, business analysis. This is 5 months. 5 months training and 2 months internship, right? So this as well is for 40% discount. Everything now is 40% discount. And trust me, this 40% discount is for only the first set of people that are registered for that program. I've been saying this since yesterday. First 20 people that register, and at the end of the day, we are going to close it. So if you come and we're telling you that, okay, you can pay the original price, the 40% discount is no longer available. But that doesn't mean that we are not accepting students, right? So here, you are going to pay 750,000 naira. at 40% discount. Okay, so our next call to be starting on 10th of January 2026. 10th of January 2026. So my colleagues and myself, we are all on the WhatsApp group. And if you want to talk to us, you can always, reach out to us and ask your questions and start making payment. Trust me. And one thing about our program, let me share something. I know you don't know this, right? It's not a one-time payment. It's not a one-time payment. You can pay twice. Now, if you're going for our 4 months training, you can pay 2 times. Okay, that is, you can pay 200 first, 200,000 naira, and then you balance. Imagine doing this for good 4 months. A lot. See, you're not just learning and go, just learn this thing and go. No, a lot of things that you're going to be benefiting from us. Internship, opportunity, you are going to be getting reference letter and recommendation letter from us. You are going to be getting LinkedIn optimization, CV review, Upwork optimization, mentorship, very, very important, and post-training support. Even after your training, we are still here with you. Okay, so these and more are the things that you're going to be enjoying as a student of AMDA Analytics. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Johnson. So there is a form going on here. Okay, we'll be using this form since yesterday. Please, if you know that you are interested, you want to join AMDA Analytics program starting on 10th of January, fill this form, please. So fill the form. We're ready to welcome you. Want you to be part of what we are doing here. Want you to be part of the amazing work we are doing here at AMDA Analytics. I mean, amazing work. You can't get it anywhere else. Okay, so you can see all our trainers, experts. So please fill the form, and we're still taking questions. If you have any question, please ask us. Now, if you're paying for our 3 months, if you're going for our 7 months program, if you're going for the 7 months program, you can pay 3 times. Okay, you can pay 3 times. First payment 250, second payment 250, and the last payment 250. You can pay 3 times. So, but and again, if you want to pay once, it's not a problem. Why not? You can pay once. So you see where the instructor is guiding you, telling you that this is what you need to do. Okay, so reach out to us today and start your payment. You can, I think someone reached out to me and the person was like, okay, I want to attend all the programs and choose a particular program. It's fine. But then let me tell you something, right? If we get to the first 20% in each program, we close the 40% discount. Okay, now instead of you to wait till you attend all the program, because tomorrow we are going to have this same section by 6 p.m. Tomorrow by 4 p.m., we are going to have 3 p.m., we are going to have data analytics. Okay, we are going to have data analytics. We started data analytics this morning. Tomorrow we're having data analytics and some business analytics. Monday we are having data science. So you see, we are doing this. You are coming here, come and learn for free. But then again, after this, what happens? Payment for our program, right? So there's a lot of opportunities in the BA. A lot of them, especially AMDA Analytics program. Make research. I'm giving you this. Go and make research. There is no edtech company that is teaching you analytics and the business analysis. Like they are including Power BI, Excel into your program. If you are going for our specialist, you are going to be getting an SQL, right? So it simply means you're learning Excel, Power BI, SQL, and business analysis core part. If you are going for our specialist, that's for the one of 7 months. Okay. So imagine this, you are getting everything in one program. Just to me, it's worth billions of money, but we are good people. All right, so if there's no any other question, we are going to call it a night now here. Trust me, the 40% discount is ongoing. The 40% discount is ongoing and will be closing very soon. I mean, very, very soon. People are started registering, people are started making payments. Okay, so don't wait till you can just deposit, make your first payment, and want to see you in the class. And if you want to speak to any of us, maybe you want to speak to me or any of my colleagues, you can send us a message. Send us a message on WhatsApp. We talk to you. Okay. You're confused on which career path to choose, please reach out to us. We will guide you through. All right, thank you very much, everybody, and have a very wonderful night rest. Bye.